says we're live, but I don't think we are yet. They can hear you.
So today we are going to be practicing a restorative.
Hear you.
Pardon?
They can only hear you.
Oh, okay.
She said.
Welcome everybody. Thank you for being here with us. We're going to be doing a restorative yoga class for chronic fatigue today that will leave you feeling rejuvenated. So go ahead. I hear that some of you are already chatting with Tim in the chat box. So you can let us know where you are joining us from in the world. And also, what your intention is today, what you would like to receive from today's yoga class. Can they see me now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ask if they can, where they're watching us from, and also if they can hear you okay.
If you can just let us know how the audio is, if you can hear okay, that would be great to have that feedback before we get started. And also we have about just under 15 minutes before we get started. So any comments or questions or thoughts that you want to have before we get started, that would be fine too.
Now, how do we do this? Do you want to read out names?
Sure, or if you want to hand me one, or you can read out names, however you want to do it.
Yeah, no, I think this is better if I give you the notes. Say hi to Gail.
Hello, Gail. Thank you for joining us.
Susan.
Hello, Susan. Thank you for being here. Hi, Becky. Thanks for coming.
Emily.
Hi, Emily. Thank you for being here.
And Cosmic Hamster.
Yes, Cosmic Hamster.
My favorite YouTube name.
That's Fiona. It took me a few minutes to remember connect the dots on that one.
There you go. I'm going to give you this.
Okay, I'm going to put my glasses on.
I think we're at Christina in Texas.
So hello to Christina from Round Rock, Texas. That sounds like a nice place. And Fiona says she can hear okay. Hello to Carla. Thank you for being here. Carla is a very generous supporter of Yoga with Melissa, so thank you, Carla. Hello to Serene Within. So Tim's favorite YouTube name is Cosmic Hamster. I think Serene Within is a fabulous name. From Alberta, Canada. I'm guessing there's snow there still. So Serene Within, do you have a YouTube channel, and what do you do on your YouTube channel, or is that just your YouTube name? And Nikki's here from Maryland, and she's saying the sound is good. Viviana's here. Thank you for being here. Heather's here, and she's hearing fine too. So many people here. Jennifer's here from just across the way. She's like our American neighbor. Jay the vegan is here from Chicago. Thanks for being here, Jay. Slow Glow AO from Chicago is here today. How's the weather in Chicago? Are you keeping warm, Slow Glow AO? Tanya is here from Belgrade, Serbia. Tanya is one of our community managers in our site. She keeps everything running tickety-boo for us. So thanks for being here, Tanya. And Carla says she can hear us just fine in Brussels. And Regliana Daniela says, ciao, Melissa, ciao. Regliana.
Oh, I didn't see that on my list. Oh, yes, it is. Sorry.
Heather is joining us from Rochester. Patrick says hello. Hello, Patrick. And Roger says everything sounds fine. So thank you, everybody, for being here. I think there's a little lag between you and I. So today we're going to be doing restorative yoga for chronic fatigue, and this class is going to leave you feeling rejuvenated. And Fiona said to me yesterday, all of your restorative yoga classes are good for chronic fatigue, and that is true. And they all leave you feeling rejuvenated, and that is true. So, and she also mentioned that we have so many restorative yoga classes, which is true now. There's so many to choose from. All of them have a little bit of a different focus. And it's good to practice restorative yoga, especially in the winter. Helps you to restore your energy when the days are shorter, when our immune systems might be a little bit more compromised, when we're storing up our energy to prepare for the coming of spring. And I do just put a little different focus on them each time. And it's just nice to have such a big library of them for you guys. I think I was counting yesterday, and there are over 30 restorative yoga classes now on Yoga with Melissa. So I think it's safe to say I'm becoming a bit of an expert on that. So if you want to let me know what your intentions are for being here, and for those of you who are live, if you have any illnesses or injuries, if you could put that in the chat box as well. We have a few minutes here, just over 5 minutes before we get started, so we could have a few minutes to attend to that too. And Tim is in the chat looking after your chat throughout. Once I start teaching, I just stay with the teaching throughout. Yeah, and then after we finish practicing, then I can come back and answer any questions. We can have some discussion at the class at the end as well. So Patrick is joining us from Phoenix, and Soul Glow AO just got back from Garden Isle, Kauai, two days ago. That's in Hawaii, isn't it?
Yeah.
That sounds amazing. Tim is really chomping at the bit to get to Hawaii. So if you have any tips for Tim for Hawaii, he would be all ears. And Becky's saying she really needs this class tonight. Becky has a beautiful intention, which is to go deep and rest from the inside out. I love that intention, to rest from the inside out. Christina says, restorative yoga has my heart. It has helped so much with fibromyalgia. I barely have flares. It's so interesting with so many chronic illnesses, and I'm not a medical doctor. But from my scope of practice as a yoga teacher, and from what I understand from movement, and that just how important rest is for recovery. So I agree.
So we just go.
We should just go to Hawaii.
I'll check.
You check the bank account.
I'll check this afternoon. See what I'm doing. It's right now. Right? So I'll let you know.
Cooling down. Patrick says he's cooling down from, he has a sore back from working out. So that's something to take into consideration when we do the practice too, for sure. This practice doesn't really focus so much on attending to back pain. So I'm glad I know that. I can give some modifications. But there are better classes for back pain for sure. This one really focuses on, obviously, chronic fatigue, restoring energy so that you leave feeling less tired. Hi, Norma Jenkins from Philadelphia. Zero Shift, that's a cool username too. Zero Shift says they need yoga for chronic fatigue and improving flexibility. Tanya says she needs to rest and relax. Heather used to live on the Big Island, and she could give us lots of tips. There you go, Tim. Fiona, Cosmic Hamster, says she has chronic fatigue syndrome, and she said she couldn't miss this class. She's got a headache today, so she's going to see how the class goes and what she can manage. So, of course, this class will be available as a recording afterwards too. So, no worries, you can always grab it after. The Hawaii theme is going strong. Oahu, Oahu Soul Glow. Yo. Nikki's dealing with exhaustion and she needs to rest. And I think exhaustion is common at this time of year. Also, we just generally need to rest more in the winter for those of us who are in the northern hemisphere. Heather says restorative yoga has helped her to cope with almost totally recover from Lyme. Yeah, that's Lyme. That's an unfortunate one, isn't it? And it can be debilitating for a number of years. One of my best friends had Lyme, and it was like a decade of her life. It's really, really sad, awful, terrible. Yeah.
All from one little tiny little tick.
One tiny tick. Yeah. Hi, the yoga you. So you guys with usernames, it just takes me a while to connect the dots. That's Lucille. Lucille on the East Coast now. Yes, Viviana said, I'm saying how it's good for winter, but she says it's so hot in the summer, so it helps her to cool down and rest on those. It's good on both ends, isn't it? Because it's good in every season. So in winter, the days are short and you need to rest more. In summer, the days are so long and they feel like they go on forever. And so you need to rest from all that expansive energy of the hot sun. And then in the transitional seasons, there's like so much happening, right? In spring, everything is growing and bursting forth. And then fall, everything is letting go. And it's like, oh my gosh, I just need to rest from all this movement. So yeah, that's true, Viviana. There's always a reason for restorative yoga.
And all the way from Finland?
So Renata's here from Hungary. Jennifer says we should go to the Big Island. And Soul Glow Ayo says we want to go to the Puna side. So if we go to Hawaii, we want to camp there. So let anybody have any tips for us? I want to camp there. I'll clarify. I want to camp there. Tim's looking at me like, are you crazy?
Yeah, I don't think you need to camp.
He doesn't want to camp.
Ooh, thanks, Heather.
Puna side for sure. Oh, cool. Cheryl's here from Central New York. How many people do we have here? There's so many people here today.
That's great.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. Chronic fatigue. Everybody's like jumping on that bandwagon. Donna Parks is here in the afternoon from New York City. It's like noon there, right? Right at lunchtime. We'll be starting in 2 minutes. So if you're if you don't have your props ready because it's restorative yoga, you know, if you take classes with me regularly, it's very props heavy. So you're going to need a bolster, 2 blocks, and an eye pillow, your mat, a blanket in case you get cold. That's what you're going to be needing. And we're just asking, you know, what your intention is, what you want to receive from this restorative yoga class. Why you're here. So you can put that in the comments, and also if you have any injuries or illnesses that I would maybe want to know about before we start the class, so I can make sure I attend to that in the class. Hi Tina from Devon, UK. Oh, see, Heather has some ideas for camping in
Hukina and
Kona's side. Yeah.
What's a side?
Like they're talking about the side, like what side of the islands?
Volcanic island.
I think so. And Nick's here from Holland. Yeah.
Wow, yeah, lots and lots of people. Well, I guess you got a minute. Do you want me to take my cell phone off?
I will give you your cell phone back. Seems like that's on silent.
This is on silent?
Is it? Just double checking before we.
Hope so. It's episode 516.
Mine's on airplane mode.
It's episode 516, so we've got 484 before I do another one. So you're ready to hear from me
Before you have your sound off?
before I have my next episode 1000. I thought.
Oh, Tim's threatening to teach another yoga class.
Episode 1000.
Oh, you're going to teach on 1000?
Yeah. Say hi to Linda
In another 10 years?
and Richard in Boston.
Hello, Richard in Boston. And who else?
Linda Caldwell.
And Linda Caldwell. Wow, you guys all showed up today.
Oh, and Richard's in another Richard. Two Richards.
Two Richards. A nice blend of men and women today.
Richard from Florida.
Richard from Florida. That's where Tim's parents are right now.
Yeah. I think Patrick's right. Maui sounds like a good spot. Okay, so here we go. It's 9 o'clock. Give me a sec to zoom out, and then we'll kick off.
Okay, we are just getting ready to start the recording now, so you guys can get ready. If you want to get started with legs up the wall, that's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to take my glasses off for the recording. And put this all over here so that doesn't have to happen.
Oh, and say hi to Polly in Athens.
Hi, Polly in Athens.
And Nina in Sweden.
Nina in Sweden. Thank you, everybody, for being here.
Action in 3, 2.
Today's restorative yoga class will leave you feeling rejuvenated. Hello, this is Yoga with Melissa, real yoga for real people. Today you are going to need a bolster, 2 blocks, an eye pillow, and a meditation cushion or some cushions. Let's start with legs up the wall. So you're going to be in legs up the wall for 10 minutes. If you have any low back issues, you can always do legs up a chair instead, or bend your knees and place your feet flat on the wall. You may want to put an eye pillow or eyes and a blanket over your legs to keep you warm, because we'll be here for a while and your body temperature may drop. So just begin by feeling the support of the earth underneath you. Gather your attention into your body now. In a restorative yoga class, our task is to become aware of the tension in our body and allow that tension to release either into the ground, and the wall in this case, or the props. So the wall becomes a second ground. So really feeling the support of the wall and the ground here, and letting all of the holding and the tension drop down into the earth and into the wall. Breathing in and out through your nose. And let your breath be as gentle and soft as possible. This restorative yoga class is going to leave you feeling renewed and rejuvenated. Chronic fatigue can leave you feeling tired, sleepy, experiencing headaches, dizziness, muscle aches, difficulty making decisions, irritable, moody. You might have trouble focusing, and you may have low motivation. So the restorative yoga poses that we're going to do in this class will gently invert your body and bring your body into gentle supported backbends to restore your energy. And by letting go of our addiction to compulsive doing, we can rest our seeking mind and find the inner freedom of authentic rest and come into beingness. Resting deeply through this supported yoga sequence for chronic fatigue will bring back your energy, leaving you feeling nourished, refreshed, and whole from the inside out. And conscious resting through restorative yoga is a way to practice self-kindness. It's a way we can offer ourselves unconditional warmth, openness, and care. So let this class be deeply healing for your body, your mind, and heart, and rejuvenating on all levels of your being. So if your feet start to tingle and your legs go to sleep, you can always bend your knees to bring some blood flow back and come back to legs up the wall. Some good signs that you're coming into parasympathetic activation, rest and digest, or that you might be noticing more saliva in your mouth and a need to swallow. It's a good sign that you're coming into that rest and digest, that parasympathetic activation. That's when healing can occur. Rejuvenation, renewal. Okay, so we've been in this pose for 10 minutes now. You're going to keep the energy that you've gathered in this pose by moving slowly. So you're going to slowly bend your knees. And roll to your side. And depending on the setup in your room, you can either leave your mat where it is, or you can move your mat. So I'm going to move my mat so it's easier for you guys to see me. So we're going to set up for restorative locust now. So this is the one where you're going to need all your props. So at the head of your mat, you're going to need your eye pillow. I like that just so you can rest your forehead on it so your nose has a place to breathe. Then 2 blocks or cushions for your shoulders here. This one takes a little bit to set up, but it's totally worth it. This is probably my most favorite restorative pose right now. I don't know, they're all my favorite. It's like children, how do you choose? And then underneath your bolster, you place your cushion. I like to get some, oh, that's nice. I like to get some height there. Okay, let's see how that works. The idea is that your knees go at the base of your bolster. Tim wants me to shift this mat now that everything's all set up. If everything stays set up, it'll be a miracle. Is that enough? No. Okay. Okay. So knees are at the bolster.
Oh, goodness.
Shoulders are under the blocks. Forehead is on the eye pillow. And in this pose, you can just breathe into your low back. Still that very gentle, quiet breath in and out through your nose. But I do like this pose for charging the kidneys and the adrenals. So you can actually imagine here that you're breathing into the adrenals and kidneys and charging them just like you would recharge your battery when you plug in your battery on your cell phone. That the charge is going up on them when you're breathing there. So we're also going to be in this pose for 10 minutes. And today in our class, we're going to rest on 3 levels. And on these 3 levels, we're going to unlock and find ease in the present moment. So the first level of rest is to let go of our addiction to doing. The feeling that we should be doing something and that our value comes from achieving and contributing to the world. So placing value only on our production and success means that we won't value rest. So on the first level of rest here in Restorative Locust, let's unhook from the habit of doing and becoming and life purpose and all of that stuff, and remember that you're valuable simply for being, and rest is important. Remember, your task in a restorative pose is to find the tension, let it go into the ground and into the props. Find any holding, let it go. Breathing in and out softly, gently through your nose. Okay, so that's 10 minutes in that pose. So notice how you feel. Notice the energy that you've gathered in that pose and take it with you. Move slowly as we come into our next pose. So that was a slight back bend. So we're going to come into a forward bend for this one. You can choose how high you're going to have your props for this one. You're going to use your bolster. And we're going to do child's pose. So you can have your bolster right on the ground, or I like to elevate my bolster a bit with the blocks. So you choose what level you like best. Particularly, I know from talking to some of you before we started that if you have a headache at all, it's nice to have a little bit more elevation. So choose what's going to be best for you. Again, we're going to be in this pose for 10 minutes. So if you have knee issues and ankle issues, go back to the wall, lie on your back, put your knees into your chest and let the wall support your feet. That's a nice alternative for this one, for any knee issues. Very nice position for that. We're going to be in this pose for 10 minutes again. I'll let you know about halfway through so you can turn your head to the other side. This is another pose where we're going to continue to breathe quietly in and out through our nose. But it's still another pose where you can breathe into your low back. And imagine the kidneys and adrenals recharging here. So just like when you plug in your battery on your cell phone, and you can see that little image of the power going up, as you breathe in, you can see your kidneys and adrenals being recharged here. But you don't want to what would happen if you charged in your phone, plugged in your phone, and there was too much amperage? What would happen, Tim? It would catch on fire, it would melt your phone, you would like blast your system. So your breath just being gentle and quiet and calm is enough, in and out through your nose, and just visualize it. Just like your phone gradually charges, you're going to gradually charge those kidneys and adrenals. So let's talk about this second level of rest. So the second level of rest is to feel the sensations of your body. Feel the support of the earth. Feel the props. Let go of the gripping, the holding, the tightening of your body. Let your forehead be soft. Soften your eyebrows, your shoulders, your hips, your belly, your jaw. Let there be space between your teeth. So the second level is to really rest on a physical level by being conscious of the sensations in your body. And if that feels too intense, you can always focus on the support of the earth. You can open your eyes and ground yourself by looking at the space of the room around you. Remember signs that this class is working, that we're activating the parasympathetic nervous system, is that you'll have more moisture in your mouth. So you might notice here particularly that it's hard not to drool. That's a good sign. It's a sign that you're turning on that rest and digest system and you're rejuvenating your energy. So let's turn our heads to the other side. Remember, in this level of rest, you're staying with the sensations in your body. Particularly in restorative yoga, letting go of tension into the props in the ground. Okay, so we've been in this pose for 10 minutes now, so you're going to just focus on the energy that you've gathered here. Carry that with you as you move slowly to set up the next pose. So the next pose is going to be supported bridge pose. Two options for this one. You can use just a block underneath your pelvis, or you can set it up so that you have two blocks and your bolster. And you can sit on that and then rest back on that. So this is another back bend to create some energy in your body. So you're going to sit up on here, and we're going to be in this pose for 10 minutes as well. Rest back and allow yourself to be renewed and rejuvenated. So this pose, let's just focus on first feeling the support of the earth underneath your feet. Feeling the support of the either just the blocks or the bolster and the blocks under your pelvis. Feeling the support of the earth underneath your shoulders and your head. And you could have two choices for your hands. You can either have them just by your side, on your belly, or depending on your own shoulder girdle, you could have your arms overhead, cactus arms, or straight overhead. So just check in and see which position for your arms feels the most rejuvenating, renewing for you today, because it could be different on any given day. So once you've taken that time to really find that restful, rejuvenating, and renewing position, letting your breath be quiet and slow, in and out through your nose, letting all the holding go into the earth and the props. Then we'll focus on the third level of rest in this class, the third level of rest. So the third level of rest is to rest deeply while being fully aware that you're resting deeply. So restorative yoga is different than sleeping. You get a different kind of renewal than you'll get when you're sleeping. You're being spacious and open, and you're resting deeply, but you're aware. This is different than watching TV, watching Netflix. This is not zoning out. This is not falling asleep. It's awareness of simply being. It's awareness of resting. It's awareness of what it feels like to rest and renew your energy. Remember, your job in restorative yoga is to be aware of tension, to seek it out, to let it sink into the earth underneath you, to adjust your position if you need to let holding go into the props in the earth. And you're focusing on the third level of rest, which is to be conscious of when you're zoning out and to bring your attention back to conscious rest, to being aware that you're resting. Okay, so we've been in this pose for 10 minutes now. Notice the energy that you've gathered in this pose by being conscious of your rest. And then we'll take that energy that we've gathered by moving slowly out of the pose, rolling to the side. And then for our final restorative yoga pose, I'm going to give you two choices. You can do legs up the wall to finish, or you can do legs up the chair to finish. So you can make your choice. You're going to be in this pose for 10 minutes. I'm going to do legs up the wall. So take your time setting up the pose. There's no rush, because when we rush, we expend energy unnecessarily, and we've just spent all that time gathering the energy. So we're going to not expend it unnecessarily. We're going to focus on keeping the energy we've just gathered. You might want to have your eye pillow with you for over your eyes, and a blanket for pulling around you because you might get cool after all this resting. So you're going to be in this pose for 10 minutes. Just take a few moments to come back, to feel the support of the earth underneath you. To make those adjustments to your pose so you can be really comfortable and let go. To quiet and soften your breath as you breathe in and out through your nose. To let go of holding intention into the wall and into the ground underneath you or the chair if you're doing legs up your chair. Remembering the 3 levels of rest, to unhook from doing, to honor yourself for being, to be conscious of the sensations in your body, and the 3rd level of rest is to be conscious of the rest, not to just zone out, but to consciously rest, not sleeping, not zoning out. Be conscious of the rest. And some signs that you may have activated your parasympathetic nervous system into that rest and just digest and rejuvenation, or that you may have more moisture in your mouth. You may notice you're swallowing a little bit more often. These are good signs. So in this pose, I want you to focus on your breathing and let your breath be as quiet and gentle as possible in and out through your nose. So what if it was so quiet, your breath was so quiet that the nose hairs were barely moving as you breathe in and out? Our poem for today is Wild Geese by Mary Oliver. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the geese, high in the clean blue air, are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over, announcing your place in the family of things. Okay, so just be conscious of all the energy that you've gathered in this pose, how rejuvenated and renewed you're feeling. And if you're not feeling renewed and rejuvenated, that's fine. Sometimes we're so exhausted that we need to rinse, lather, and repeat. Take more time for rest. That's fine. It's just feedback. It's just feedback about how exhausted our bodies are. When we get ourselves into a deficit with our energy and exhaustion, it takes a really long time to come back from that. So it's just feedback if you're still exhausted, that you still need to attend to your rejuvenating your energy. And the good news is there's lots of classes to do that with. Lots of restorative yoga classes, and you can repeat this one as well. As many times as you want. That's the beauty of video. So we're going to bend our knees. We'll close out with a mantra to gather and exhaustion. So remember, we're moving slowly so that we keep the energy that we've gathered. We don't need to disperse it by moving quickly. So roll to your side, pause there for a moment. And we'll make our way up to seated with our meditation cushions. So finding a comfortable seated position, left palm up, right palm down. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free, and may the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life contribute in some way to the happiness and freedom for all. So give yourselves a thumbs up for taking rest today, and put I found the 3 levels of rest in the comments. I just want to acknowledge you for taking the time for a rest. It's really amazing that you do that in a culture that just continues success, and not that having rest isn't success, but ongoing productivity and achievement. It's a real achievement to take time out for rest. If you'd like a PDF of my download of my 9 most requested mudras, then go to melissawest.com/mudras. And I want to thank Carla, Imora, Viola, Nina, Donna, Sean, Anise, and Katrina for your donations. Katrina sent me a really nice message with her donation. She said and Carla's here today, so a very special thank you to Carla. And Katrina's message is, this is long overdue and not nearly enough for what you've given me over the past, maybe 8 years. Thank you for your spirit, authenticity, generosity, and intellect. I hope that I can continue to gift or become a member soon, and we'd love to have you as a member, Katrina. I also want to thank Loli for the really awesome, comfortable clothes and the mat, the poncho, and the pants, and I even have a top on underneath from them. They're a company from Montreal, Canada, and they do sustainable clothing, and they're really fabulous. And I've been teaching there in Victoria, BC live. So if you live in Victoria, BC, watch out for those classes, and you can, or if you live on the island here on Victoria and Vancouver Island, come and take a class with me in person. I'd love to see you. So I'm sending you much love from beautiful British Columbia. For those of you here live, I'll stay and talk and answer questions, and we can talk about the class. But for those of you watching the recording, sending you much love from beautiful British Columbia. May your joy be as deep as our ocean. May you be as strong as our mountains, and may you be rooted as the old growth trees in our forest. Om Shanti, Namaste. So let me put on my glasses so I can read your comments and your questions. If you have any questions, please send them. Any comments, any insights, any awarenesses that came to you from the class, I'd love to hear about them. Let me know what you received from doing this class today. It's always great to hear from you guys. Oh, Christina's here too. Christina. Thank you. Christina says, thank you for guiding us on an inward journey. The love in me sees and honors the love in all. Thank you. Thank you for connecting with all of us today, Christina.
Sorry for the brief break on the...
Yeah, I see that I hear that the video went out. It's tough with live, right? The thing with live is that things can happen. Internet can be a little unstable sometimes. So thank you all for your patience and sticking with it. It was us?
For some reason, the connection stopped on the main camera.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing with live, right? Things go wrong. So I appreciate your patience and your flexibility. That's how I know you're yogis. You're all still here. So thank you. Stephanie said, thanks so much for the class. My cat loved this class and sat on top of me for several of the poses. I always think it's our animal companions are such good judges of the energy of a class. So you guys give me good feedback on that and let me know when your cats and your dogs enjoy the class. So thank you. Jennifer said that the poem brought tears to her eyes. I think this is one of everybody's favorite poems, especially one of everybody's favorite Mary Oliver poems. Tina loved the interesting factoid about saliva. Dry mouth is often a sign of sympathetic nervous response, and when this is a really good sign to know that when we're going into rest and digest is that, when you're lying down and you're drooling, that's why, we kind of give each other a hard time for it, right? When you take a little nap and that drool starts happening, but it's a really good sign. It means you're activating your parasympathetic nervous system. So yes, Tina. Renee says she found the 3 levels of rest. Becky says she feels found the 3 levels of rest. She feels renewed. Thank you for being here, Becky. Nikki says thank you. Thank you for being here, Nikki. Patrick says he's shared it with his group. Thank you so much for sharing these classes. We really appreciate that. That's how other people just like you find us. So for those of you who are wondering how you can help support us, you're sharing. If you know anybody who would appreciate the style of yoga that I teach, anybody that, so often when you ask people how they're doing, they say, I'm just so tired. That could be a good way for you to say, hey, I know this yoga class I just did that could be helpful. If that sounds like something that would work for you, that really helps us out a lot. And then you would know that that's even way more valuable than giving us a donation or becoming a member. So we would appreciate that. Caroline says, thank you. Nikki says, thank you. Tanya says she found the 3 levels of rest. Viviana said she found the 3 levels of rest. Tina said it was a good class. Sandra says rest is sometimes the hardest thing to do, but also the most powerful thing. Agreed. Patrick found the 3 levels of rest. Fiona loves the poncho. It's very pretty, isn't it? It's very comfortable and very pretty. It's just adds a little extra layer of warmth, but not too much warmth for those of you that tend to run warm. Nina found the 3 levels of rest. Soul Glow AO. I got to check out your channel. I'm thinking you have a nice channel. I want to know what you do on your channel. Let us know in the comments. says mahalo. That was so soothing. We got to get those Hawaiian sayings on our tongue, Tim. They're not just flying off right yet. Jennifer found the 3 levels of rest. Nikki found the 3 levels of rest. Elka, namaste. Jennifer loves your pants, Tim. Tim's still in his pajamas, if we're honest. I just told you out there, Tim. Soul Glow Ayo found the 3 levels of rest, and he's writing those down. That comes from, the 3 levels of rest comes from a book that I can let you guys know about in the comments later. I will put it in the show notes, my resource for that. It's one of my absolute favorite books about finding freedom in illness. I think that actually might be the title, Finding Freedom in Illness. Susan says she gets a lovely, airy, open feeling when I end a posture, like I've opened up a blockage, like opening a door and letting the air flow through. That sounds amazing. Fiona says her headache is better. Tina also loves your pants. Your pants were a hit. They are nice pants, Tim. They're very masculine. Little Girl Blue found the 3 levels of rest. Viviana also liked your pants. Do you have a sponsor for your pants, Tim? Lola is going to be going nuts here. They're like, gosh, we give you all these nice clothes and everybody likes the pants that Tim picked up at Old Navy.
Pajamas.
The pajamas. They're not Old Navy. Where are they from, Tim?
Mark's Work
Warehouse. Mark's Work Warehouse, if you'd like to sponsor Tim, then look at all the attention that you just got from Tim's pants. A brief walk through the... See? There you go. Patrick wants to know if this will help him with anxiety. Yes, this will help you with anxiety. Renee liked your pants too, Tim. Mark's Work Warehouse. Hit me up. A 3-second walk across the camera gets way more attention than me being on the camera for 60 minutes with a gorgeous poncho, 90 minutes, and nice pants. Do my hair and makeup, but Tim walks across the camera for 60 seconds in a cute pair of pajama bottoms. I tell you, it's ridiculous. What's the favorite yoga class for everybody on Yoga with Melissa? The 1 out of 500 that Tim does. Everybody's like, when's episode 1000? We can't wait for Tim to come back.
Yeah, that's a while. 8-9 years.
Emily, nice to see you. I'm so happy that you guys, that your husband and baby let you do this class. Not let you, but that's really great. Becky's loves supported locust. That's like one of my favorites too. Nikki loved your pants too. Your pants are a hit. So Soul Glow Ayo says they do Soul Adventure mini documentaries. That's so cool. And they'll be uploading vlogs and content from their most recent Hawaiian adventures. Instagram. Okay, here we go. Everybody go follow Soul Glow Ayo on Instagram. It's jcast_117. Okay, can you, Soul Glow Ayo, can you make sure you hit me up on a, you did it for me, Tim? This will be gone after, that's why.
I know.
Okay, I want to make sure that I follow them. Patrick said he should have worn his Captain American pants. I mean, there you go. Well, I think that we've had enough discussion about Tim's pants now. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. It was wonderful. I feel rejuvenated and restored. I hope you do too. Let me know if you have any requests for future yoga classes, what you would like to see. It seems like this one was popular. And I will see you next week. We'll continue with the perfectionism series. And I'll see you at the end of February for another live class. Namaste.